Alrighty boys, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing? Guys, today we're going to be doing our usual Save the World news video, kind of where I scour the interwebs for a little bit, find a bunch of different topics, put them in one video, and then report them to you. I do apologize if I seem a little bit tired in today's video. It's 5 in the morning, I haven't posted a video in like 2 to 3 days, and I really want to get a video out for you guys. And we actually have a few interesting topics to talk about in today's video. We have the likes of whenever the new update version 12.0 is coming out, which is chapter 2 season 2, or practically season 12 for Save the World. We also have some information on the inventory wipes and the compensation that was given to the players that were affected, and we also have some news on when we will be seeing the next meta changes, which are going to be following the very controversial changes to propanes and smashers and a lot of the traps that were in the game as well. So we have a little bit of a beefy video today, nothing too spicy because news at the moment is a little bit slow leading up into the next big update, which should hopefully have the skin system, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later on. Now before I do jump into it, I just want to give a quick shout out to Game & Moto on Twitter for using my code at gfuel.com, supporting the channel. I appreciate your face. That really does mean a lot to me, Jamie. I love you. Thank you so much for the support, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. So yes, we're first off going to be talking about season 2, or chapter 2 season 2. Ever since they did this chapter stuff, it's a little bit confusing. If you guys go on over to the Fortnite website, you can actually see on the news tab it says new Fortnite chapter 2 season 2 release date, and this actually has to do with the current season that we're a part of right now being slightly delayed. And so this is what they say on their website. They say, beginning with the release of the 11.50 update in early February, Fortnite will be moving to Unreal Engine's chaos physics system. At launch, the goal is to ensure that Fortnite still feels like Fortnite. Along the way, there will be some bumps, so we're testing with a small group of players at the moment. We'll closely monitor feedback and make improvements over time. With the addition of the 11.50 update, Chapter 2 Season 2 is now expected to launch Thursday, February 20th. Chapter 2 Season 2 will feature blah 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 blah, with multiple blah 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 blah. And we can't brief you on all of next season's secrets just yet. Before the season ends, we'll have additional overtime challenges in a 2-week event. Stay tuned to Fortnite social channels for more details. The Fortnite team. So right here we have a lot of information that we can go ahead and unpack. One thing that we know for sure is that 11.50 is coming out in early February, which means that the update that is going to be coming up next, which is in the next 2 to 3 days, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, that'll be the 28th, 29th, and 30th, that cannot be 11.50 and instead has to be a secondary content update. Now at the moment we only know of a few things that content update can hold. Number 1 is the vacuum tube bow, which I reported on in a video a while back about version 11.40. They had the night owl come out alongside the vacuum tube bow in the actual game files. So that is a bow and arrow that has yet to be released. And I believe we also had like 2 Frost Night challenges, which we haven't seen yet, which were like Final Frost and Special Delivery. We might have already seen one of these, I'm not entirely sure. I just haven't been playing Frost Night because there hasn't been any good rewards or banners, but I do believe Top It Off is going on right now, so we know for a fact that we're getting at least 1 or 2 more Frost Night challenges coming up, and that's what we know is what we're going to be having sometime around before 11.50 drops. So now that puts 11.50 around the time of the 4th of February, the 4th, 5th, or 6th, and this is whenever we're going to be expecting the actual locker completion, as this was promised by Epic Games that the locker would actually be out before the end of this season. So we would have the skin system, back blings, melee weapon wraps, and hoverboard wraps as well. So we're just gonna have to wait and see and kind of make sure Epic Games actually makes right on that. With this little bit of a delay, I'm actually kind of hopeful that we will be seeing the locker finally completed, and hopefully with this Save the World can get some monetization, get some more money flowing, and hopefully we can see some better development. Now aside from that, we actually now know that the Unreal Engine is going to be moving to the chaos physics system. Now I have looked at some YouTube videos on kind of how they've showcased this engine and how it looks in action. Not exactly sure how this is going to affect Fortnite, let alone Save the World. I do imagine that it's definitely going to be playing a part in some of the live events that happen in BR, but I'm not entirely sure if this is going to affect Save the World at all. I think that's really up to the Save the World development team. What I'm really hoping for is that this kind of switch to the system can maybe bring some stability and performance improvements across the board, but I am really hoping that this switch to the Unreal Engine's, you know, physics system, or the chaos physics system, does maybe have some kind of positive impact impact on Save the World in the sense of like better frame rates, maybe less bugs because of some added stability. Not sure if we'll, be actually getting some of the crazy physics that come along with this engine, but I'm pretty ignorant to the entire subject as a whole. Really am hoping though that we do get some positive changes coming out of the system. We'll just have to wait and see, but it will be launching early February, sometime around the 4th. So we'll just have to wait and see exactly what happens with Save the World, if anything at all, with this system. Now, moving on from that topic right there, we've kind of established when 11.50 is coming out, when the new season's dropping, and what the new system is and how it maybe is going to affect the game. I want to bring attention to you guys the whole entire wiped inventory situation. If you guys don't remember, whenever version 11.40 first dropped, we had a lot of people in the community that were having their entire inventories and their storage completely wiped from their account, and a lot of people were freaking out. I ended up making a video about this, talking about how unacceptable it was, how much I was disappointed in Epic having this happen for the 3rd time in Fortnite's history, having not told the community properly about it and all that kind of stuff. Well, somebody who actually had their inventory wiped went to Reddit and had a whole Reddit thread there, and he actually ended up posting a video, and I'll go ahead and show that now. And this is a video right here of all the stuff that Epic Games sent him after his storage getting completely wiped. Now, Epic Games said that they didn't have exact logs on what every single person had, so they didn't know exactly what this guy was missing or anything like that, but based off of power level, I think storm shield completion, and maybe like campaign progression, they were giving out materials. And I gotta say, I really do have to give Epic props on this. They really did make right with this situation, and this guy right here that got his storage wiped got a hell of a lot of items in terms of sunbeam and oxidized, and in terms of planks and rough ore, and just everything that you would need as a late game player for traps and a lot of building mats and everything like that. I honestly, as much as it frustrates me that this kind of stuff happens as often as it does, I do have to give Epic Games props in the sense that they actually did deliver and actually gave compensation, because we all know when Epic says that they're going to give, quote, compensation, that normally means a $15 llama that to the community is practically worthless the second that they open it. So I am very glad that they actually did make right on this, and if you were a player that had your inventory wiped, then you probably already know about this, because they said on the Reddit that every single person that had their inventory wiped has now been properly compensated. I do have to give Epic Games props for this, so congratulations Epic Games, you did something right. Now, before we do end the video off, I do have 2 more things that I would like to talk about, one of which is a little bit of a minor thing that I picked up on, and the last of which is whenever we're going to be seeing some new meta changes added to the game. So first off, I want to take a look at this Reddit post called Stop Spamming Gas Traps, and essentially what this person right here is saying is that in the way that the system works at the moment, the person with the highest combat score and the highest scores overall in a mission is going to get the most rewards. So the more that you contribute, the more rewards you get from any 4x mission that you run. Well, there's currently a bunch of players in the game right now that are actually spamming a bunch of traps over spawns and trying to get as much combat as possible so that they can guarantee themselves the most combat score, aka the most rewards. Matt just ended up responding to this, as this has been an issue for a little bit. He said, "We've seen the concerns around this specific topic, especially with the most recent discussion threads on combat score and rewards. We're making some further adjustments in 12, which he means 12.0, to help accommodate players who get matched with trappers. We definitely want to prevent players from leeching, but also want to prevent players from intentionally edging out other players from getting rewards by trap spamming." So if you guys have been, kind of experiencing a little bit of this in your public matches, fear not, 12.0 should have some changes for you. Now, I want to go ahead and end this video off with whenever we are going to be seeing some meta changes. So there was a post that was posted called Save the World servers right now, and basically this person right here is talking about a lot of the different issues that he has with the game right now, and he makes an entire list, and Magis actually responds to this in full. However, it has a lot of information here that really isn't that relevant, but if you want to know every single detail, I actually leave a link to Magis' specific comment in the description if you want to see his entire response to this thread, but honestly, it's just a bunch of little information. However, there was one person that had responded to his response of the thread, and people were thanking Magis for the communication and kind of letting them know on a few different things that were going on behind the scenes on why certain things were done the way they were. For example, the Blizzard Blitzer having its final perk changed and stuff like that. Somebody said, "Don't thank him for that. He never addressed the meta changes or patch notes." Magis had quoted himself saying, "Unfortunately, I can't hit on every topic that's been brought up here on Reddit, and I apologize." And under it, he said, "There will actually be some additional meta changes in 12.0. We'll make sure they are highlighted highlighted in the home base status report. And whenever he says the home base status report, I imagine he means the home base status report for 12.0 instead of meaning later on down the line in season 12 or whatever it's called, chapter 2 season 2. I mean, obviously we know that we're going to be getting some meta changes in 12.0, but with the wording here, we may be seeing some as early as 12.0, and I really do hope so, as there's supposed to be 2 more updates where this actually happens. And he also says at the bottom, he said aside from the scaling adjustments, we're going to be taking a look at some of the underperforming weapons and traps to see where we can make adjustments. And he said that this was mentioned back in the design chat from December. So everything from this video, from what we know 11.50 is going to be dropping a week from now, and the update coming up is going to be a content update. We should be getting the vacuum tube bow and a Frost Knight challenge in the more recent update here. The next update after that, 11.50 in February, should be bringing the locker completion. The entire issue where people were having their inventories completely wiped, it seemingly shows that every single person has actually been compensated in a very, very, very good way. So really no bad blood there, no huge issues. Epic Games actually made right on that. We're actually going to be seeing some changes to people who are trying to spam gas traps and public missions. And last but not least, we should, for 12.0, be seeing some more meta changes, hopefully adjusting based off of community feedback, because I know a lot of people don't like propanes, myself included, and hopefully they make some adjustments to some other traps and hopefully spice up some gameplay. But guys, that's pretty much it for this video. A little bit lighter on the news, but definitely some news that I felt was worth reporting nonetheless. There's really not too much to talk about right now. I don't really feel like talking about the dragon weapons that came back to the game, because this is like their 3rd time appearing in Save the World, and I just don't want to cover them because they're kind of all really bad. So yeah, I hope that this news video kind of helped tide you guys over and inform you guys on a few things that you might not have already known about. Hopefully later on in the week we'll be getting another home base status report talking about the next content update and all the specifics on that, as well as hopefully a blog post about the actual cosmetic system, seeing as it should be coming out sometime next week according to Epic Games themselves. But guys, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did like it, to say if it did not, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.